Thank you, Handel. Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's regional news. Starting off with some news coming out of French Guiana. The prefecture of French Guiana and the French agency has confirmed 5 cases of coronavirus in French Guiana. According to the news website, the 5 live in St. Laurent in the South American country. The website said they probably contacted the virus in France, where they participated in a religious rally, which was held in the Mall House from February 17 to 24. Several people who attended that rally tested positive for the virus in France. The ARS said the health of the 5 are not of concern at this time and they're being treated at the hospital. The website did not say when the 5 traveled from France to French Guiana. The 5 cases bring to 8 the amount of people who have tested positive for coronavirus in French overseas territories. There are 2 cases in French Saint Martin and 1 in Saint Bart's. Meanwhile, in Trinidad and Tobago, anyone found lying to quarantine officials or resisting quarantine officials in the act of exercising their duties can be subjected to a fine of $6,000 or up to 6 months in jail. During a media briefing on coronavirus, Chief Medical Officer Roshan Parasham said the Quarantine Act provides the teeth to allow officials to prevent people from breaching quarantine if they are found to be symptomatic. And now for some news coming out of Dominica. A group of Dominicans working and studying in China say they need to be evacuated from the epicenter of the coronavirus. The Dominican Students' Council says it is imperative that the public be made aware of the gravity of the situation they're faced with. 10 Dominican nationals are among those under quarantine in Wuhan, 9 students and 1 employed individual. Despite attempts by the Chinese government to cushion residents from the full force of the crisis, the council says the experience has been emotionally and mentally harrowing for many. According to the group, there are Dominicans in China who are unable to access the most basic amenities. While no Dominican national has been infected with coronavirus, the council says the mental health of students is far from ideal. And finally, we take a look at what's happening in Jamaica. The St. James police on Monday took 2 men into custody following a brazen mid-morning incident in which a popular Chinese businessman and his personal security guard was shot and killed outside a bank across from the Church Street police station in downtown Montego Bay. The dead men have been identified as Kenny Lee, the operator of Barnett Street-based Cash Smart Supermarket, and Carl Reed, a Chinese national who was also in the vehicle with the deceased, reportedly sustained injuries but survived the attack. According to police reports, about 11 a.m., Lee, Reed, and the other man were on their way to the bank, which is located at the corner of King and Church Streets, to deposit money. As they stopped in the vicinity of the bank, 2 men dressed in hoodies with handkerchiefs around their faces walked up to the minivan, pointed handguns at the men, and demanded money. Lee, who was driving the vehicle, reportedly attempted to drive away, but the men opened fire on them. They crashed into another vehicle, leaving them at the mercy of the gunmen who kept firing at them. The men then escaped in a waiting car, leaving the bloodied Lee and Reed dying in the blood-soaked vehicle. While most serious and violent crimes are on the decline, murders climbed by 11.5% up to the end of February. 233 people were slain up to last Saturday. Well, that has brought us to the end of tonight's regional news. Thank you for watching, and back to you, Handel.